Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. If you're new, please consider subscribing. Everybody who's already subscribed, all my viewers, thank you all so much. I'm so happy that you're here with me. I'm very grateful for every last one of you. For those of you who are new and don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing a series, an action adventure. It's called Perception, the Two Yet One. This is book one. I've read this aloud live on Facebook and uploaded all of those readings for you to enjoy. Book two is published and available for those of you who are interested. All of those links are in the description box below. If you would like a personal reading, the information to contact me is also in the description box below. All right, so this is the Mother Speaks Tarot, the channel that was created for the Sacred Feminine. She asked me to create this channel so that she could speak and be heard, as she's been downplayed and ignored for thousands of years. So last month was Mother's Day, and we celebrated that all month long by receiving our messages from the Divine Mother energies, different ones each week. This month was Father's Day, and so that's basically what we've been doing here, as well as we very much respect and love the masculine energy, or love God. And so that's what we're doing. We received our messages the first week from Master Jesus, the second week from Thoth, last week from Father Nature, and this week from the Divine Masculine. So who I have up here is the Emperor card here. This reminds me of King David, reminds me of God, the Lord, and when I think of him, I also think of Allah. So this is basically the Divine Father, the Emperor energy, all on his own right there in that one card. I'm not going to take him down because you can see that he's kind of sliding down, but this is Lord Shiva. Last month, I had Durga up there, and she is the warrior version of Lord Shiva's wife, Parvati. Shiva is also a main masculine energy in the Hindu pantheon. So Parvati becomes Durga and also Kali. Together, Shiva and Parvati have a son, Ganesha, who I love very much. He's been in my life for several years, many years actually. He's very benevolent and he's very kind to me, and I love him very much. Okay, so today the tarot that we're going to be using is the A.E. Waite tarot. It comes in, it's a basic tarot. It comes in this box that looks like space. So I chose it for today for the Divine Masculine, Universal Masculine, and so forth. To clarify, if I need to, I'm going to use the Magician here, the Rider Tarot, the Magician, the Rider Tarot deck. And I've been saying that I invested in some new decks because all of my decks were so feminine. So I'm going to pull at least one card from this awesome deck, The Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield. Beautiful. All right. So, all right, let's get started here. As a reader, I read minor arcana cards as messages about your free will, major arcana cards as messages about your divine blueprint, which is the story that you wrote for your own life before you incarnated. You did that so that you could learn certain lessons. As you learn these lessons, you rise in vibration and wisdom. Now the free will makes it possible to lower in vibration in a lifetime, but if you can continue to rise in vibration and wisdom lifetime after lifetime, you can become what is called enlightened, like Master Jesus, like Buddha. And we know that people like that create a lot of positive change in our world. And so when I'm looking at your major arcana cards, it's a lot like looking at fate, but it's not because of the free will. There are times we cannot change something in our life. It's because we wrote it that way into our divine blueprint. And so those times are indicated to me by the Wheel of Fortune card, which you do not have. Okay, so let's get started here. Right here at the heart of everything for you this week, Pisces, you've got the Hierophant, Earth energy, Taurus energy. Please focus. Focus, focus, focus. All right, thank you, camera. All right, so so what's going on here is obviously part of your divine blueprint. 5 is the number of change. Something has changed here when it comes to I don't know, it could be your marriage, because the Hierophant represents marriage. He represents big business, large institutions such as religions or, businesses. You may have recently found a teacher. This is a teacher, a scholar. He is a scholar in spiritual matters as well. Okay, he is you know, there's this thing of I do constant researching, and what's coming to mind for this today is this is when sometimes you've got to make up your own mind in which path to take. Sometimes this represents, if you can see someone else's point of view, you can learn from their mistakes instead of having to go through what they went through. So that's kind of that. I just learned that, and so I'm just thinking, you've got this other card down here. That might be what's going on here. Okay, you may be feeling like you need to make a decision, and it's going to be a big one, and it needs to be. It's like you need to know a lot about it. And look, now I'm being shown these 2 keys down here. And that's an X. It looks like you're at a crossroads or something. Like, which way are you going to go? Because you've got the key to both of them. This is something really major in your life. Of course, this is a major arcana, but I feel like this is a big decision. Something has changed. Okay? You may not be feeling the same about your religion. You may not be feeling the same about your job, your teacher. You may be at school. Whatever this is to you, this large institution you're changing your mind about, perhaps, because you need to find a direction here. These keys unlock doors. So what door do you think is locked to you? All right, so the energy that is crossing this is the 3 of Swords. This is the change. Something's broken your heart. I think it's some sort of thoughts here, though, too, because the 3 of Swords is heartache, heartbreak, but why is this heartbreak being expressed in the suit of Swords instead of Cups? Because Cups is emotion and love and stuff like that. It's because what breaks our heart is usually how we're thinking, how we're perceiving things. And we were just talking about that with the Hierophant here. If you can see someone else's point of view, if you can look through their eyes, you can learn from their mistakes. So there's something here about this choice or this large institution or whatever it's changed so much, like you're brokenhearted. And here we even have this X, kind of like these 2 keys, this 2 ways of thinking. And maybe what you need to do is go in the middle of that, or, oh no, what this is representing is seeing both sides of the situation. Now, this is what's at the root of everything, this 2 of Wands. This is the root of everything. You've learned something lately. Now, Wands can be about what you do all day, whether it's your career, whether it's even a spiritual path. This is a choice between two extremes. And here again, I'm being shown, here's one side and here's the other side, and he's in the middle. So you're going to be able to make this decision better if you can see both sides. This also has an element of creation from destruction. And a heartbreak is kind of like destruction. Okay, now, this is your recent past, and it's moving out of your life at this time. This is working hard. This is also learning something new. So you may very well have had a teacher that you were learning from. You may have been going to school, to college, learning something new at your job, and you worked very hard at it, and you did a very good job. You learned, and so this learning something new and working very hard, that's over. This is moving out of your life at this time. This can always move back in, but I think what this is signifying is that whatever you were working so hard at, you won't be having to work so hard at anymore, especially if you were working hard to learn. Because once you learn something, then you've learned it, right? Once you've taken a class, then it's over. So this placemat that I got for 4th of July here it makes my cards kind of slippery here, so they move around easily. So I can't keep them as neat as I like to. These two cards for me as a reader are future cards, and here we've got your own energy here in the cups, and this is in the reverse. This is the 2 of cups. So somewhere in your future, you're going to have some sort of uncoupling. Okay? This doesn't have to be love. This can simply be partnership. If you were involved in a partnership with someone for work purposes or whatever, it's going to it's not going to, this could be the choice. And it could be that you're making the choice to remove yourself from this partnership. But this also can represent things like misunderstandings. This can be a small setback in a relationship. So if this is a romantic relationship for you, there could be a small, like, lover's tiff or something. Okay, so this can also be unreciprocated love. It could be that there's someone who loves you and you don't love them back. And that can also be like for your job. Maybe they love you and you are sick of your job, and so you don't love it back. Now, this is feeling a lot like career. Okay, so here we've got the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is when you're bored with your work situation and you need a change. Okay, so yeah, this really feels like this is your job that's bugging you. So you've got this 3 of Swords and a 3 of Pentacles. So you might want to Google angel number 33. You've also got a Two of Wands and the Two of Cups, and they are kind of mirroring each other, like see what this is what I mean by mirroring. You know, one's upside down, one's right side up, and so if you did this, you know what I mean? So, angel number 22. Yeah, I think that you're going to make a choice. You're just bored with your work, and you may make a choice to go ahead and split from this partnership or from this job. Here's your hope card. This means things like setbacks and delays, and sometimes a need to reconsider your plans. So I think that as a hope card, see, the Ace of Wands is a new beginning, and the wands, like I said, can represent career or whatever you do during the day. If you've been going to school, if you volunteer, that kind of stuff. This is inspiration for projects, creative projects. This can sometimes be a child, but I don't feel any of that right now. What I think this is about career. You're hoping to have the time perhaps to reconsider what you're going to do. This is your current state of being. And there's something tricky going on around you. Okay? This is Aries and Gemini energy. This person is in a trickster energy. If this is a person at all. I just feel like this may not be a person. This could be you. Now, trickster energy will sometimes come into our lives to challenge us. Like I said, you know, you've got the One and the Two of Wands here. It's the beginnings of inspiration. This is creation. So this trickster energy, I believe, it's like the universe, because look at this is your other major arcana card. You've only got 2 major arcana cards in this reading, so 2 out of 10 cards means that most of this is in your control. And this is where the universe is saying, or the Divine Father in this case today, that this is the stuff from your divine blueprint, okay? So it's the Hierophant is often called the High Priest. He's a magician as well. Okay. Now, I think that this trickster energy is a test that this energy is teaching you. Not knowing what you want, or maybe, like I was saying, everybody at your work really loves you and they love what you do, but you don't like them. That's trickster. You're like, okay, why does it feel so blessed? Because everybody loves me, they want me to work there, they love what I do at my job, except I hate it there now. Yeah, that's quite an energy to have to deal with. Because look at this. This one is the safe choice. where you don't go anywhere. And that's probably staying at this large institution. Work for this place. It's got lots of money. You've got medical, dental, whatever. However, you hate it there. And what you really want is freedom. Because this is not bolted to the wall. And he's holding the world in his hand. This one would open you up to the world. Well, this is the safe choice. This is the pushing your comfort zone choice. And that's when we really live. So this is the trickster energy. What are you going to manifest? Because right now you're not manifesting because you don't know which way to go. This is your fear card. Okay. This is get rich quick schemes. This is distorted masculine energy, like possessiveness and bossiness, the people who will just roll over you and take over, and insecurity and corrupt when it comes to money. So you're afraid of making the wrong choice when it comes to your money. Sometimes, for me as a reader, the King of Pentacles sometimes represents your job or your boss. But I feel like this is, I really feel like this is all about your job. Or, what you do during the day. This is also weakness. So you're in quite a place here. Here's your potential outcome here is the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and this is having trouble with your money. Okay, this can be, this is your family that you come from, where you inherit your DNA or your money from. This can be an inheritance, whether it's upside down or not. Okay, it's upside down though because there's some delay or some trouble bringing this in. This happy family or inheritance or whatever type of gain that you want right now, it's delayed. There may be a slight financial loss. Maybe you won't be bringing in as much money there for a while. But I think that's why you were afraid to not be at your job anymore. But like I said, yeah, it's when we step outside of our comfort zone that we're truly living. And like I was saying with this card here, this is, in the Thoth deck, this speaks a lot to creation from destruction. Destruction isn't always bad. This is something that we learn from Shiva. The underlying energy is the Tower. This is the destruction. You may have just had this moment here because this lightning bolt strikes the crown. See how that looks like a crown? It's this epiphany. You suddenly realized something that just shattered your belief system. You may have realized that you just don't like doing this anymore. And if this has to do with, COVID, that's not surprising because a lot of people are not liking what they were doing. They're going back to work now. And they're like, oh man, You know, because they've had something, they've been at home. They've been at home for a year. And then going back to work, then you're not at home. But still, if you leave this job, then you won't have as much money. So this is quite a choice. So Spirit is, you know, the Divine Father is saying, I'm just, see both sides. He's got one hand up on each side, and then he's got this long thing here in the middle. There's his crown. And then you, like, one hand on each side, and then, you know, I'm being shown these similarities between the cards. Look at this, is even red and he's red, so that I can really grasp the message here. You got to see both sides and it'll become clear. Because I'm hearing now, because one hand is empty, but it holds up the two fingers. The two fingers together means together. And then the other hand holds this symbol, this wand. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's like, I just feel like that's the side. That's the side that's more special. It's a hard choice, but I think that you're going to figure it out just fine. Let's go ahead and get your card from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha deck and close out your reading. I'm trying to keep these readings a little bit shorter here. I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe Independence Day this weekend. For those of you in the United States. Please don't forget to like, also subscribe, and please check out my books. You can see if you like my story just by watching me read book 1 aloud. And all right. Divine Father, what would you like to tell us through Ganesha's energy? What can you tell? Thank you. Anything else? Okay. All right. Understanding. Yes, that seems to be exactly what we're talking about here. To see both sides and really understand the situation. And then also really understand yourself so that you can really understand which way to go. All right. 13. That equals 1 and 3 equals 4. So there's a certain amount of stability here. Look at how beautiful this eye is. Understanding. Clear vision is the gift of seeing with not only your physical eyes, but also with your spiritual eyes. The eye of Ganesha symbolizes the state of grace that is reached through your willingness to do your spiritual work in this lifetime. As you focus on your life lessons, you reclaim the true meaning of your being. You have the talent and determination to continue on this course before you. The eye holds the key to your higher consciousness and your gift of awareness. Look for the deeper meaning in ordinary experiences. Work on being more observant. Remember to live in balance with your physical and spiritual bodies. Take the time to look at your current circumstances from a different perspective. Free yourself from limiting thoughts and beliefs. Wow. this can also represent limiting thoughts and beliefs because, you know, he represents things like the church and other religions, you know, and in those things they teach you to think a certain way and to not think another way. And so that does limit you. But you also have limiting beliefs about what should or shouldn't be in your life. Like, you know, everybody around you might say, no, stick here where you're safe. And you're just like, yeah, but if I just had the courage to do this, I could really have this amazing life. You really got to do some self-examination here, I guess, if you're wanting to do this understanding. Okay, so it says you are receiving an opportunity to move beyond your past. Accept that the fear from the past, and even as you move forward, serves a greater purpose. Imagine yourself soaring above this current situation and gaining a greater perspective. It is your ability to rise above the conditions that will benefit you and assist you in flourishing. Ganesha asks that you give yourself permission to be free in order to attain the joy that your heart desires. Be free. This is what it's saying. You know, you can't always, you're not exactly living sometimes when you play it safe. That's not where, I mean, when we take risks, that's when our blood flows. That's when our heart starts pumping, and that's when we feel really excited. And if we get through it and our venture is successful, we're so proud of ourselves at that point for being brave, for believing in ourselves, believing in our intuition, that we know which way to go, that we know what we want out of our lives, that we didn't listen to other people who are living their own lives and they don't know what is best for you or not, even if they think they do. This is all about you knowing yourself and trusting yourself and your path. Understanding that your path belongs to you and only you, and you're the one who's living it. So, wow. Okay, so, destruction isn't always a bad thing, is it? When there's something old and not stable anymore, it's best to break it down so that something new can be built in its place. You're going to be fine, Pisces. You got this. All right? So that's what I have for you at this time, Pisces. See you next time.